Welcome to this video, Agroforests and Action Plan for Existence. I support the hypothesis that agroforests are key to existence and sustainability, and consequently to any action plan for existence and sustainability. Since 1968, or perhaps earlier, I through publications became aware of some of the possible crises related to the environment and resources that we humans could face. Organic agriculture, humus, biodiversity and trees. This, at least in part, made me decide what I was going to do with my life. But before that I already practiced organic farming and applied biodiversity, and I produced humus, which was something essential and necessary for organic farming. It was recommended to produce humus in the shade of a tree, and I did it. The application of humus transformed the land into a very productive black earth that was synonymous with soil enrichment. This enrichment allowed the production of organic vegetables. In the environment where humus was produced, trees began to grow and produce exceptionally, among other nuts, and I found these transformations through humus very fascinating and encouraging to continue and learn more. Agronomist and forestry engineer. I trained as an agronomist and specialized in forestry engineering. Recovery of a Sahara. I carried out a study of a degenerated area of 1,000 hectares in Belgium that gained the nickname Sahara or La Mel Sahara, and that was recovered decades ago, and transformed into a forest and reserve using the waste from a city applied as mulch, and that, together with planted trees, transformed into poor humus and poor black earth, which however was enough to stabilize the sand dunes and regular sandstorms of the so-called Sahara. Enrich the tropical and Amazon rainforest and soil with terra preta, black earth or ADE. After my training, my first permanent job was in the Amazon rainforest, and it was precisely to enrich the tropical and Amazonian forest and the soil with terra preta, ADE, which consequently improved and regenerated structure and composition and increased biodiversity and spontaneously regenerated also those tree species that were already endangered. Endangered species regenerated. After the enrichment, endangered and most other significant species regenerated, as well as the primary or original composition and structure regenerated. Amongst the endangered and now regenerated species there was also a tree species that still was kind of sacred to the Indians. The Indians asked me if they could take a few dozen trees to their villages because they had tried, but had never managed to grow this sacred species and certain other species in their villages. That is one of the reasons forests need to present sufficient original composition, structure and biodiversity in order to sustain. Behind a certain point of no return they can enter in a sudden and total collapse. Probably to many surprise, tropical forests can collapse like a domino and without prior warning. Ways to monitor structure, mortality and composition were used by myself, but not generally practiced. In any case they are mere warnings of pendant general collapse in certain areas. This is the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Please give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Hope to see you in our next video.